Chapter 22, Leave the Right Way at the Right Time for the Right Reasons. Living and working in Asia for 11 years was the single most rewarding experience of my life. With my wife and my two children there to experience the wonderful weirdness of life abroad, we really relished it. In 2009, when we were living in Atlanta, we were asked to go to Tokyo with my company to run a large part of our neurology business in Japan. We loved Atlanta. We loved the people, the church, the group of friends we had, but we also knew that it was time to go. Professionally and personally, we've begun to ask ourselves, why were we still in Atlanta? Why are we here? What change are we supposed to make? What is our purpose for being there? So the decision to move to Tokyo was easy-ish. And even though the process was arduous and foreign, moving a family of three across the world is not a task for the weak. We didn't challenge our thinking too much. We just knew it was time to go. And we endured a long illness as we arrived. My wife became very sick almost immediately upon arriving at Tokyo, spent 5 months in the hospital as she delivered our son. And then the next year, we had the most bizarre challenge of our time overseas, the earthquake and tsunami of 2011. Our resilience was tested for that entire time. Our suffering was amplified, but we made it through. And the figurative brokenness we encountered made tougher bones for next time, the scars, reminding us that we were tough. After 3 years of success in Japan, the company asked us to move to Korea. Still a declared war zone, unrest, different culture. We never intended to wind up in Korea. A truly different experience in Japan. Once again, we just didn't fret it much. We simply talked to the kids, packed our things, and made the trek westward to a new foreign land. The people there were wonderful. The scenery was mysterious and inviting. The changing climate challenged us. It was so cold. But we persevered. And once again, after 4 years, the company asked us to move back to Tokyo. And we didn't think much. We just moved. And once again, loved our life back in Tokyo for the next 4 years. It's so strange because our family always said the same things. They said, I bet you're really ready to come home. I'm so sorry you're having to endure all this. I know you're ready to come home. I know you want to be home. But the truth is, we weren't ready to come home. We were truly happy and comfortable living in faraway lands and visiting places we never dreamt of visiting. My son never lived in the United States until we moved back home, and my daughter left when she was 7. We were healthier in Asia. Lots of walking, exercise, didn't drive a car much, nature, much healthier food. We wanted to stay. And at the end of 11 years, the company asked us to stay for 2 more. This time, we knew it might be time to go. We fretted and worried about the decision. We knew we had done what we could there in Tokyo and Seoul, and that our efforts, while still making positive change, weren't as valuable as they were before. So we prayed and we talked and we put 10,000 post-it notes on the wall, and we decided it was time to come home, time to leave beloved colleagues, time to leave close, rich friendships, time to move back to the USA at a time of political upheaval where it seemed that even the people here didn't love each other anymore. Time to leave the financial comfort of my fantastic job to find the next thing and start from scratch. Why? Well, our guts told us. Or maybe the not so gentle nudging of the Holy Spirit. Or maybe it was just luck. I don't know. But we knew it was time to come back home. We had done our best, changed what we could change, left a mark on our tiny part of the world, and it was just time to come home. Chris writes that the equilibrium comes from refusing to stare out the door, lusting for something else, while still glancing out the window, knowing there is a future of surprises and possibilities waiting. Our balance came when our gut said, well done. It's time for the next job, time for the next thing. We came home in the middle of a pandemic. My wife almost immediately had to have 2 surgeries upon arriving home, but now we're thriving. After 2.5 years, we're thriving. It was time for us to go, and it was time for us to make new change happen.